So how do you take a blank canvas or a white surface, activate it, and then begin to build up some interesting textures and layers? Those layers can go on to begin to create the story within your painting, and you can use them to actually build that story, create areas of interest, and really bring a life and an energy to your painting. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you part of my process of how I do that. So I'm going to head over to the table and get started. And I just activated the surface. So I just chose the colours that I picked up out on my walks. I hope you can see that here. These are just some sketches I did with paint, and I've torn them up and put them into my sketchbook. There's just a few marks that I like and a few colour combinations and a few markings. It just gives me some ideas. Another one here, I like these marks here. And this one here as well. I like these lines going across here. I was sort of looking through trees out across the estuary, so there was the water, this beautiful aquamarine, but there was this gorgeous green of the autumn greens that we've got here at the moment. So I'm just using some of these markings just for some ideas of what I want to do. But I started these a different way this time, where I just activated the surface, like colours down and everything. But now there's just too much on there, and I really want to just build up the surface first and go back in with those colours and those markings, build up some layers and scratch back into them and see what we get. So what I'm going to do today is just use some torn pieces of collage. I've made some markings here on my table to try to keep it lined up for the camera. And my microphone, my new microphone, has decided it's not going to work today. So I hope that you can hear me okay. So I'm just looking at some pieces that I don't want too much on them. I don't want them to be overworked or anything. I just want to calm down some of these areas and begin to build up some paint. Whoops. So these are all torn up pieces from other painting sketches that I've done. And I don't think I've actually got any left from the trip out that I did these ones with. So I'm having a little bit of trouble finding the right colours, but it doesn't really matter because there's going to be so much paint over the top. See, that could be quite nice if I make some ragged tears in this. It's just got some very simple marks. I don't want a lot of colour. I might even end up just doing some plain pieces of paper with a few ink marks on. I might be able to use that one. Maybe that one. So we'll start with that and see how I go. Okay, so I like this one first. So I'm going to just tear this edge because I don't want a straight man-made edge. I want something a bit more jagged. Oh. I think we'll leave it at that. I'm just going to work out what bits I want to cover. They don't really matter. I might just put that through there. I'm going to build these up, so I don't know what I'm fussing about too much. So this is just wood glue, sorry, PVA wood glue, but it's very strong. It doesn't come off when I start adding wet layers on the top, and it doesn't go yellow later on, although it's going to be under lots and lots of paint and layers anyway. So okay, so what was I doing? Just going to take, I want it to be like that way. See, that's quite nice how that sort of joins in with that, so we'll just stick that down. I'm not too worried about these edges. This one's a little bit too perfect, so we'll get rid of that. You'll see as I'm building these edges up, they'll become quite interesting. And the same with this one. It doesn't have too many marks and that on it, so it's quite a good bit for this. Okay, I think I might just do that there. The way they start out is just not the way they end up. I hope you can see okay what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to work out the best way for setting up cameras and iPads and all that kind of thing. Okay. I need a bit more around the edges there. These will come up great later. So I'm going to shut up for a bit and then I'll fast forward this so you don't get bored. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a few little small pieces of collage here and there, and then I'm going to pop them outside and let them have a good chance to dry. Come back in and start adding some more layers on, so I'll be back afterwards.